Good afternoon. Wow. I want to first say before we get the program started, this is the only time I could ever dunk a basketball if anybody has a basketball for me to dunk it. I couldn't help myself, sorry, Mr. President. Good afternoon, I'm Roberta Bigger. I'm the Vice President of the Division of Campus Life and Student Development, and it is with great pleasure that I officially welcome half the members of the class of 2024 to Wofford College. We are thrilled that you are here, and we are thrilled that your parents are watching online. Please congratulate yourself for choosing the best college in the world to come to. We'll begin this program with the introduction of our Perkins Prothro Chaplain and Professor of Religion. His name is Ron Robinson. He's a doctor. He's a member of the class of 1978. He studied religion here, played basketball, and then went on to earn 2 master's degrees from Duke University and his doctorate from Southern Methodist University. Dr. Robinson is also an author, so check out his publications. Students, introduce yourself to him and consider taking one of his classes or one of his interim projects. I promise you won't regret it. Thank you, Dr. Robinson.
Thank you. Welcome to all of you. It's great to see at least your eyes. I'm a person who relies on facial responses, and I like to smile a lot, and I can't see your smiles, so maybe I'll try to smile and keep us positive and in good spirits here. Welcome to Wofford College. This is a special place, and we're all very glad that you are here. I'm sending out a video later today to your parents to congratulate them on getting you here. You're part of their dream. They've hoped and dreamed that their children would go to college, and you're here today, and that dream is coming true for them. I also hope it's coming true for you as well. Although I often hear students, when they arrive on campus, strangely, they begin quoting Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Free at last, thank God Almighty, we're free at last. And you may feel like you have newfound freedoms here, and yet this year it's kind of weird because there are also all these restrictions. So let's all work together to make this a great and meaningful year. One of my roles on campus is to bless people, places, and things. And as the year goes along, you'll hear about things like the blessing of the animals, when we ask you to send in photographs of those beloved animals, pets you might have left back home, and we plaster them around campus, and we have a blessing of the animals. We will have this Sunday at 5 o'clock out in front of Old Main, one of our traditions of tolling the bell once for each of you. And President and Mrs. Samhat will be there with ice cream, and we will bless the class of 2024. And that's who you are, and we're so glad that you're here. We like to have those celebrations, and today, following one of those Wofford traditions, we're going to begin our time together with a prayer. So let's pray. Bless, we pray, this class of 2024 with unity, with energy, and with health. Build in all of us a deep respect for one another so that Wofford may be known as a community of openness and welcome. Stir your hope within our hearts and give us confidence for the days ahead, O God of wisdom and love. And may your vision of a just and joyful world fill our lives as we move forward as friends and as a community. We ask all this in your glorious name. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Robinson. Next, it's my pleasure to introduce your college president. A native of Detroit, Michigan, Dr. Samhat earned the BA in International Economics at George Washington University, a master's degree in International Affairs from Columbia University in New York, and a PhD in political science from Northwestern University in Chicago. Dr. Sam Happ first taught at Northwestern University before joining the faculty at Centre College in Kentucky. He served there 13 years as a distinguished professor and then associate dean of the college. Then Dr. Sam Happ became the provost at Kenyon College in Ohio before being elected as president of Wofford College. He is a respected political science scholar, a decisive and visionary college president. He and his wife, Prema, live in the second White House on campus, on the campus drive, and you may have seen her yesterday waving to you, and at some time she was walking her dogs around the campus, and she loves to meet Wofford students, so please introduce yourself to her. I can tell you they are so happy that you are here and that we are in person. They have had to put up with me as their campus neighbor since March 14th, and they are so tired of my face, they asked me to wear masks on my mouth and on my head and everything. Nath and Prema are dedicated to assuring that Wofford is one of America's greatest liberal arts college and strongest. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Sam Happ.
Thank you, Dean Bigger. I tell you what, if basketball nets were like this when I played, I'd be a star basketball player rather than a college president, but that's not the case. So welcome, class of 2024. I just want to get started by letting you know that this is the strangest start to an academic year that any of us have ever experienced. So we're all in this together. We are, as the saying goes, flying by the seat of our pants. But we know a few things and lessons to be sure we make it through the semester. Wear masks over your nose and mouth, like I see all of you doing. Practice sensible social distancing. Wash your hands, limit gatherings, sign and follow the pledge, and be familiar with the Wofford Together guidelines. And know that a lot of people on this campus are overcoming their own fears to be sure they can provide you the experience we all expect from a Wofford education. So do these things not only for yourself and your roommate and your friends, but for these folks on campus too, the faculty and the staff and coaches. Now, having said that, these are difficult times. I want to be more uplifting. I think I will at one point. But these are difficult times, and people are relying on all kinds of things to get through them. Certainly technology, phones. We have lots and lots of Zoom meetings and socializing. And you might know that online shopping has reached new levels, and retailers like Amazon and Walmart online have shattered all kinds of sales records. We get all kinds of packages at the post office, on our front porch. Someone's ordering things in our house. And I imagine some of you even talk to Alexa on occasion or have used an Alexa. I believe that everyone has one of those phones. I love mine. This is one of the few times I don't have it. In fact, I was just thinking, oh my gosh, it's in my coat pocket instead of in my pocket. That's a very unusual thing. I love my phone. Not as much as I love my wife, but I love my phone pretty darn close. It's powerful. It answers all the questions I might have. Importantly, it makes me look really, really busy when I'm waiting around with nothing to do. And if you look at other people, they're always looking at their phone when they really have nothing to do. I'm reminded, in fact, of an advertisement where a young man is walking around a quiet house, his own home, assuming his parents are at sleep in their bedroom. They have no friends and nothing to do. So this guy sits down in his bedroom all by himself with a little light shining on his computer at his desk, and he starts talking about his hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of friends that he has. Of course, they all happen to be on social media. In the meantime, the camera cuts to his parents, who are actually having a ball. They're at the beach with dozens of friends, drinking, dancing, listening to music, having real live fun with real live people. So I think you get it. Or think about this. Many homes have that digital assistant, maybe your home has it, like Alexa or Echo, that talks to us, listens to us. And as Judith Shulevitz wrote in a recent Atlantic article, as she says, no longer do these serve as intermediaries or portals to e-commerce or the New York Times online. She writes, we communicate with these devices, not through them. More than once, she says, this is amazing, more than once, she says, I found myself telling my assistant about the sense of emptiness I sometimes feel. I'm lonely, I say, which I usually wouldn't confess to anyone but my therapist. Even my husband doesn't know that I'm lonely because he might take it the wrong way. Part of the allure of my assistant is that I've set it to a chipper, young-sounding male voice that makes me want to smile. I mean, surely someone has set their Siri to a pleasant voice that they want to hear over and over again. Mine is a nice English voice. The assistant pulls out of his memory bank one of the many responses to this statement of, I'm lonely. These statements have been programmed into this device. And it says, I wish I had arms so I could give you a big hug. It was supposed to comfort me. But for now, the device tells her, maybe a joke or some music might help. Okay, so what does this peculiar new world have to do with you as you begin your Wofford career in a pandemic environment? So let me get serious for a moment and share a thought or two about the education you're about to receive, especially since it will be, for the time being, just a little bit different than normal. But I believe we will be returning to normal sooner rather than later, because receiving an education is a privilege, and with it comes the obligation to use skills and knowledge to a good and fruitful end, both for yourself and your community. Every generation faces challenges, and yours is no different. There's climate change, and we know now, today, our community and our nation are riven by questions of race, social, economic, and environmental injustice. These are questions that demand thoughtful engagement and responses. But these are opportunities to learn and explore and engage during your years here at Wofford and whatever you may do when you walk across the stage in 4 years. And indeed, we want you out of here in 4 years. As much as we love you, we want you gone after 4 because you can keep coming back after that. Solving these kinds of challenges, creating opportunity, requires not your phone. It doesn't require your phone, but it requires your real and active participation. Don't be like that guy who sits in the room staring at his screen by himself, imagining all those friends, when his parents are out having fun, dancing, listening to music, even drinking maybe a beer. Your parents, I am sure, will be having fun when you're gone, and I can tell you that Prema and I had fun when our kids were gone, and we still do. Ask Dean Bigger, although we got tired of seeing her, so she's wearing a mask all the time. You need to engage with people, with ideas, with the world. That's what you need to do. Difference making is made possible by constructive involvement, taking your education inside and outside the classroom and applying it to the world around you. Don't Instagram, extendogram. Put yourself out there and participate day in and day out. And for those who even dream of winning the lottery, remember this: you still need to get up off the couch and go to the store to buy a ticket. So here are a few pieces of advice to consider as you begin your Wofford journey. Embrace opportunity. In the classroom and out, you'll have an exceptional range of opportunities to learn and experience that will reshape how you think. It will reshape your personal and professional goals and what you think are the horizon of possibilities available to you. Take advantage of these opportunities. They will redefine your life. Secondly, have responsible fun. The world is full of challenges, and your years here will prepare you for approaching those challenges not as threats, but as opportunities to make a difference. You'll rightly hear a lot of sound wisdom during this orientation process and in your days here at Wofford College, the urging of seriousness about your studies over these next several days. But between now and the moment you graduate and even beyond, have good, decent, and responsible fun. There is nothing like enjoying your life. Finally, be kind. Be kind. Joining a community like ours means understanding, responsibility, empathy, and participation. Kindness, however, is a much underappreciated quality to life. And yet it fosters and makes meaningful all those things that shape the fabric of our community and the community you will live in. You'll be well served by exercising that kindness to others, just as your own life experience will be made better when that kindness is exercised to you. So the class of 2024, all of the people around me, those you will meet during these early days of your college career and in the years ahead, the staff and faculty of Wofford College are dedicated to providing you an extraordinary educational experience. Do your part, follow safe and healthy practices, take advantage of opportunities, persevere through this unusual time in all of our lives, and we'll begin to celebrate our community, our education, your transformation, and we'll gather again, well, certainly before May of 2024, but we will gather in May of 2024 to celebrate your success at Wofford College. Welcome to Wofford, everyone. Have a great and wonderful time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Samhat. Raise your hand if you had an older brother or sister who came to Wofford. So keep it raised if you came with them when they moved to campus. Okay, they will tell you that every year I would tell the students and their parents that we had this great orientation staff. Well, I'm here today to tell you that the 2020 orientation staff, some of whom you've already gotten to know, are beyond great. They are amazing. They have been working very diligently since March to recreate orientation as we know it during COVID. And I'm here to introduce the brilliant and creative leaders of this staff, Anna Grace Ellett, Morgan Leonard, and Rick Ujan.
Thanks, y'all. It feels weird to take a mask off in public, but hey, everybody, and welcome to Wofford. We have been counting down the days until we could say that to you all. My name is Anna Grace Ellett, and I'm one of the 3 co-chairs of this year's 2020 orientation staff, alongside Megan Leonard and Rick Ujan. We are so excited that each of you has chosen Wofford and will be able to experience orientation this week, and it fills me with so much joy to see you all here, even at a distance and with your masks on. Over the next few days, you'll get to experience Orientation Week, which will serve as your welcome into the Wofford community. As a community, we need to make sure that each of us is cognizant of our own health, respectful of our community members, and adhere to social distancing guidelines. These guidelines include wearing our mask properly, washing our hands often, staying 6 feet apart, and avoiding large group gatherings. Please be mindful of the individual choices that you are making during this time, as they will affect the Wofford and Spartanburg communities at large. This time on campus is such a privilege and a gift, and we look forward to getting to spend it with you. we go.
Hey y'all, my name is Megan Leonard. I'm a senior here at Wofford. As Anna Grace mentioned, we are about to embark on Orientation Week. Each of you has been assigned to an FYI section that will be led by 3 to 4 upperclassmen who are your orientation staff leaders. We are so eager to host events each day that follow the CDC-approved COVID-19 guidelines and maintain the integrity of the traditional Wofford orientation events. When you meet your Wofford orientation leaders tonight, know that they have worked tirelessly over the summer to ensure that this is the safest and best experience for each of you. Additionally, we would like to thank Dean Wallace. Without her dedication, patience, and servant leadership, none of this would be possible. For first-year students, essential to your success this week is having the app called Guidebook. Pull out your phones right now if you haven't already downloaded it, and download it. So when you get it downloaded, you can access the week's schedule and the specifics of each event. We have awesome logistics for each event, so make sure that you pay good attention to it. We are so looking forward to enjoying this full, fun, safe week with all of you.
Hi everyone, I'm Rick Ujon. As Megan and Anna Grace mentioned, we are committed to a safe orientation experience for everyone. While that may make this year's orientation week and fall semester look vastly different than any other, we're also committed to making this week and semester an easy transition and hope to provide each and every one of you a rich and rewarding experience at Wofford. As Wofford Terriers, we are taught to conquer and prevail. We will do so now and in the future. Once again, we are excited that you have chosen Wofford as your home for the next 4 years and look forward to guiding you in your transition to college. Thank you.
Thank you all. I can't wait till the rest of the weekend unfolds. And I would like to point out Dean Wallace in her own private box up there. If you'll stand and wave, and let's give her another round of applause. Beth and I have worked together a long time, and she knows how much I love and care about her and appreciate all the good work she does. Students, it's such an exciting time for you to be at Wofford. So much lies ahead for you. You'll have the opportunity to learn from and be challenged by one of the best faculties in the country and to be supported by some of the best staff members in the country. Even with our masks on, you will make best friends here. We hope that you laugh, love, and cry with your fellow students, but most of all, we hope you fall in love with Wofford before you graduate. Someone who shares that love already with you is Mr. Brand Stilley, our Vice President of Enrollment. He's gotten to know many of you through the admission and enrollment process, and I know he looks forward to seeing how you develop throughout your 4 years here. Brand is a 1986 graduate of Wofford, and we've worked together for a long time. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Brand Stilley.
Thank you, Dean Bigger. It's an honor to be asked to welcome you all here to Wofford today. For those of us who work in admission and financial aid, this day every year is the best day of the year. We're excited to see the results of our work. We're excited to see so many students that we've gotten to know over the last year joining our community. We've read your applications. We know what an impressive group you are, and that's why we're so excited that you're finally here with us. Our college is now your college, and we can't wait to see how you're going to add to our community. My role today is to tell you a little bit about yourself and your classmates. But before I do that, I want each and every one of you to know you were handpicked to be here. You were selected from the largest applicant pool in the college's history. Our acceptance rate was 53% this year, the lowest it's ever been, 6 points lower than the class who preceded you last year. And so no matter how you stack up in the impressive list of statistics that I'm about to read, we're confident that each and every one of you has the ability to be successful and to contribute to the Wofford community. And beyond that, you should know that so many of us, all of us, are here to help you. So with that in mind, the Wofford class of 2024 is 498 first-year students and 21 transfer students, the largest first-year class in Wofford's history. 261 women and 237 men have joined us. You come from 25 states and 7 countries. 44% of you come from outside of South Carolina, all the way from Chiapoy, New Zealand, and as close as Caroline Street, right here in Spartanburg. 96 are students of color or international students. Your recalculated GPA that we do for everyone when you apply is 3.72. This is the highest GPA of any entering class in Wofford's history. By your academic performance, you're the best prepared class in the college's history. Your average high school GPA was just over a 4.0. 166 of you were the captain of a team in high school. 5 of you were the captain of 3 teams. 141 of you are legacies. You have family members who attended Wofford previously. 1 of you is the 6th generation in his family to join us here at Wofford. 96 are student athletes. 88 qualified for a Pell Grant. 83 are Palmetto Fellows. 68 are the first in their family to graduate from college, or they will be. 61 were club presidents. 60 attended Boys and Girls State. 51 were student government officers. 33 were the editors of a high school publication. 24 earned the Gold Award or Eagle Scout. 14 of you were valedictorians or salutatorians of your high school. And 14 have parents who work at Wofford. So be careful if you're complaining about something that's happening at the college. First-year students include AP Scholars and AP Scholars with distinction, state champions in track, debate, motocross, mock trial, tennis, soccer, and one who won a cooking competition in their state. Your first-year students include a black belt in Taekwondo, the 2020 Daughters of the American Revolution Citizen of the Year in South Carolina, an Odyssey of the Mind world champion, a Canadian who's currently applying for U.S. citizenship, a certified medical technician, a rapper whose songs are on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, the top-rated tennis player in Mexico, a certified CrossFit trainer. One of your classmates climbed a glacier. Another summited a 14er. Another performed at Carnegie Hall and exhibited at the High Museum in Atlanta. One participated in 4 Black Lives Matter protests. Another ran 1,000 miles in a year. One has a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Another had their research accepted by the International Conference of Microwave Spectroscopy. Another one of you wanted us to know that you beat the game 2048. Another started a blog to address mass migration in Africa. And one of you took a 6,000-mile road trip through 14 states this summer. We asked what you had done since you graduated from high school, and we learned a lot from your responses there. One of your classmates learned a new language, Gujarati. Another learned sign language while they were quarantined or isolating. Several of you learned to play the ukulele. Another learned to sew and made over 200 masks for friends and neighbors. One of you this spring raised a pet cow. Another created a tribute video for your senior class. Another read 15 books, trained for a marathon, road trip to Idaho, and maybe the most honest among you said that he had binged Game of Thrones in a week. Finally, one of our new students wanted us to know that on New Year's Day 2020, she was blessed by Pope Francis. And I'm wondering what in the world would have happened had she not been blessed on that day. Maybe she'd be a first-year student at Furman right now. You and your classmates all have unique stories to share. And we're excited that you've made Wofford a part of your life story. Your accomplishments and experiences have prepared you well for what's in store. All that I've shared and so much more that you add to our community. And still today, you begin a new chapter. And so just imagine, if you will, what this list might look like when you graduate 1,362 days from today. Graduated with honors, inducted into Phi Beta Kappa, received a full scholarship to medical school, accepted to teach for America or the Peace Corps, started your first day in the real world as the CEO of your own company, became a Rhodes Scholar. These are just a few of the things accomplished by some of our recent graduates. Great things are in store for you all, too. You've been invited to Wofford, not for all that you've accomplished already, but for all that is ahead of you and all that we're confident you will accomplish in the future. We're honored by your presence here today, and we can't wait to begin learning and laughing and working and playing together. So congratulations to all of our students. You have chosen well. And Wofford is better today because you are here. So here's to the Wofford class of 2024. Please give yourselves a big hand.
As we transition to our community life session on integrity and honor, let's take 5 seconds and stretch out your arms or stand up or shout, "Go Terriers," since we're in this great indoor stadium. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Go Terriers! Hopefully we'll be doing that a lot in the spring. This next session is on honor and integrity. As you've heard from several speakers this afternoon, Wofford provides a superior academic program to prepare you for a life of effective citizenship and service, no matter where you're going to live and work in the world. Your purpose here is to earn a college degree, and while you do that, we have some developmental goals for you. We expect you to be well, and that means physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We expect you to learn to treat other individuals fairly. We expect you to be honest. We do not tolerate lying, cheating, or stealing. Wofford provides you with the resources to do high-quality academic work. To talk about that and academic freedom is our provost, Dr. Michael Sosolsky. Dr. Sosolsky is a native of Chicago, Illinois, and he earned his PhD in Germanic Studies at the University of Chicago in 1999. He taught at Valparaiso University and Pacific Lutheran University, and then Kalamazoo College in Michigan, where he taught German for 12 years and served in several administrative roles. Dr. Sosolsky came to Wofford as provost. He has several scholarly interests, especially on performance studies and articles on the 18th century German theater, German hip hop, and music videos. A lifelong Cubs fan, the provost also plays the saxophone and enjoys listening to and playing jazz. And for those of you who are walking behind his house, he and Dr. Samhat kind of have grilling wars, so if you smell some great things cooking on the outdoor grills, you know what he and the president are up to. Mike has 2 sons and is married to Dr. Corey Crane, who teaches at Duke University. It is my honor to introduce the provost to you, Dr. Sosolsky.
Berta, thank you. Boy, I hope this thing is waterproof. We'll find out if it starts sparking and smoking. Well, listen, thank you. It's great to be here with you all today, and I want to welcome you to Wofford College on behalf of the entire academic program and all the faculty and dedicated staff therein. We're all delighted to have you here. My name is Mike Sosolsky, and as Dean Bigger told you, I'm the provost at Wofford College. Now, as provost, it's my responsibility to ensure the academic quality and the integrity of our program. And today you are joining a wonderful academic community. So congratulations to you on that. Part of what makes this place so wonderful is that we believe fervently in the transformative power of a college education. But education only has that transformative power of our lives if we engage in the learning enterprise honestly and with the full measure of that integrity. At Wofford, we take our learning seriously. Everything we do as scholars and learners means a lot to us, and we go about it with a deep sense of honor and academic integrity. But what exactly do I mean by academic integrity? There are lots of ways you could define that term, and Wofford's Honor Code provides thorough and detailed information on that subject. And you should familiarize yourself with that honor code as soon as you can. But here's a bit of practical advice. Immerse yourself in that code, learn it, and understand what it says to you on every subject. It's your responsibility to thoroughly know and understand this code. But what I can do for you today is sum up that concept of academic integrity in 2 very short, pithy, and practical sentences. First of all, always do your own work. And second, always tell the truth. It really all boils down to those 2 things. These principles might seem obvious, but they really are the bedrock of our academic life together. And at Wofford, we ensure that our community upholds and defends these values vigorously in many important ways. In particular, there are 2 groups of people on campus specifically dedicated to upholding these values of academic honesty and integrity. One of them is the Student Honor Council, and you will hear from their terrific chairperson shortly. The other is the Academic Integrity Committee, which is a group that's made up of key faculty members and administrators whose task it is to work with me to support and uphold the honor code at Wofford. The Academic Integrity Committee includes 5 elected faculty members, the advisor to the Honor Council, Dr. David Alvis, who's with us today, and the Student Honor Council chairperson, as well as the Dean of Students, Roberta Bigger, and myself. This committee advises the faculty on matters relating to the Honor Code and the Honor Council. It considers updates and revisions and clarifications of the Honor Code, and it manages the logistics of alleged Honor Code violation hearings and oversees any appeals. The Honor Council is an impressive group of your peers who play a crucial role in safeguarding the integrity of a Wofford education. I'm always impressed by the seriousness and the care with which this body treats alleged violations of the Honor Code. Serving on the Honor Council is a major responsibility and a real honor, and I want to thank the members here today for their steadfast and unwavering commitment to the principle of academic integrity. By choosing to join our community at Wofford, you are placing great trust in us, and I want you to know that we are also placing great trust in you to uphold the high standards for academic honesty and integrity, so well defined by generations of terriers before you. I wish you again a truly warm welcome and all the very best for your academic career at Wofford College. Thank you, and welcome to Wofford.
Before you hear from the Honor Council and take the honor pledge, we wanted you to hear from two other important leaders in our student government system. The first is a senior, Tyrus Peoples. Tyrus is from Lexington, South Carolina. He's majoring in government and minoring in philosophy, and I strongly encourage you to get to know him. It's my pleasure to introduce Tyrus Peoples, the treasurer of the Campus Union of Wofford College.
Thank you, Dean Bigger, for that. As she said, I am Tyrus Peoples. I'm a senior here at Wofford as the new treasurer this year, so I'm happy about that, obviously. Welcome to you all to Wofford. It is good to see you all here and to see this new class of students here at Wofford. I'll be pretty brief today, but simply put, Campus Union here is really the voice of students at Wofford. We act in so many different ways and different capacities on campus, and we work for the students to make sure that they are having the best time here at Wofford while they are here. And so I say to you all to go onto the website today, if you can, to read more about our committees, our officers, and our delegates. And if you all are interested in being a part of this body, we have our elections for you all coming up on the 16th of September, so pretty soon. So please get plugged in. But as I said, we are the voice of students here at Wofford. And I know for me personally, I want to be here for the full semester. And so to do that, we have to be smart, follow guidelines, do what we can do to be here. And one of those things that we can do simply is to wear a mask. Wearing a mask is very easy, very short thing to do, and it is just a powerful tool that we have here at Wofford. And so just to say to you all here today, wearing a mask is not having it here below your nose like so, okay? Wearing it is not having it on your chin like this. So please, guys, wear your mask, be smart, be safe, and please get plugged in. If you do not want to be in Campus Union, I suggest that you guys please get plugged in other ways. Growing up, I was always taught that the best way to lead is to serve. And you all can serve each other in so many ways at Wofford. It's really awesome. And so please find your passion here at Wofford, get plugged in, serve others, and make Wofford a better place. And now I have the pleasure of bringing up Mr. Hugo Stack. Hugo is from London, England, and Hugo is majoring in history and government. Hugo?
Hello. Just going to rearrange this quickly. I want to apologize to everybody for bringing my phone instead of printing this out. Apparently, I couldn't find the printer about 2 hours ago when I finished writing the speech. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hugo Stack, and I'm the chair of this year's Judicial Commission. I want to start by congratulating all of you for completing the first of many hurdles in your college year. You've moved in, so congratulations on that. I know we live in the midst of deeply unsettling and abnormal times, but I nonetheless hope that all of you have found at least some token of normalcy in this new and crazy environment, and that you have begun settling into your new home. As the chair of the commission, I've been tasked with sharing a few words with you about Wofford's judicial system. First, I would like to introduce this year's judicial commissioners. The For the program, I collected all the information necessary to go about this, the hometown, the majors, et cetera, for all of the other commissioners. And I noticed a few themes that I think you guys will pick up on as well. So beginning with our elected officers, as I said, I'm the chair, Hugo Stack. I'm a senior history and government double major with a concentration in American politics. I was born in London, England, but I moved to Richmond, Virginia in 2008, which is where I live. Next, our very capable chair or vice chair, Brandy Barnes, who is over there. Hello, Brandy. Brandy is a sociology and anthropology major with a minor in French and Francophone studies, and she is from Jackson, Mississippi. Logan Teague, who is also up there, is our clerk, and Logan is a junior psychology major with an education minor from Orangeburg, South Carolina. And Fudzi Mashaya Mundi, who is also up there. That's very, they're all up there. She's a junior humanities major with a pre-med concentration from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and she's our representative to Campus Union. So moving on, we have Nathaniel McMaster. Nathaniel is a senior. He's a French and accounting double major with a pre-ministry concentration from Washington, D.C. Anna Pitney. Anna is a government and philosophy double major with a concentration in political theory from Greenville, South Carolina. Delaney Walden, who isn't here with us, I think, she is a biology and psychology double major with a neuroscience concentration, and she's from Goose Creek, South Carolina. Grace Goretti is somewhere else. Where's Grace? Oh, never mind, she is there, false, right there. Okay. She is an economics and English double major, and believe it or not, she also has a concentration. She's pre-law. And she's from Lake Forest, Illinois. Next, we have Jack Stomberger, who is a sophomore, and he is a biology major, and he does not have a concentration. He just has 2 minors. It's different. Math and English, double minor, from Danville, Kentucky. Audrey Vanna is a sophomore from Simpsonville, also up there. Yeah, sorry. Jack's probably up there as well. Sophomore from Simpsonville, South Carolina, and she's a government major. And finally, Kayleen Hall is a sophomore, government and sociology and anthropology double major, which is confusing to have 3 titles and be a double major, with a pre-law concentration from West Columbia, South Carolina. So if you guys can't tell, we are all overachievers. The amount of words and syllables required to describe our majors, minors, and concentrations is truly absurd, and I'm very proud of that. But in addition to all of that, we are also your classmates and your peers. Now this is something worth emphasizing. The Judicial Commission, which is in charge, as I will explain later, of a lot of conduct-related violations, is comprised entirely of students. In fact, the Wofford judicial system is dominated by students, and this is not a coincidence. We are meant as your first and most valuable resources for everything that has to do with the judicial process at Wofford, and we are very proud of that. In addition, we are incredibly approachable people. I mean, take me, for example. I am out of breath from standing. I'm also sweating from standing outside for like 10 minutes, and I came so unprepared to this that I didn't print my speech. So that screams approachability to me. I don't know about you guys. As I mentioned, our main purpose is to deal with matters related to conduct violations, and I will speak about that later, but I want to emphasize that we are here first and foremost to help and serve you. So we handle mainly the Code of Student Rights and Responsibilities, which I urge all of you to read. Specifically, read the alcohol and drug policies. They are what we deal with almost entirely, except now this semester with the new COVID policies, which again, please read. These are things that you should all read, very valuable information. That is the bulk of what we handle, conduct-related violations that occur outside the classroom. Again, namely alcohol and drug-related. Though our work fundamentally deals with the mistakes students make, our objective is never to punish those mistakes. Part of accepting responsibility for violating the code necessarily involves restitution and other administrative duties, etc. That is unavoidable. But our central goal is ensuring students move past their mistakes and continue to be productive members of the Wofford community. Now, before moving on, I'd like to highlight a specific aspect of the code, and that is the amnesty policy. The amnesty policy is very dear to the hearts of the commissioners, and it is also the source of a lot of confusion, and I hope to clear some of that up if I can. So amnesty exists for the health and the safety of students. In situations where you, a student, fears for the health and or safety of a fellow student, the most common example that we have seen would be when a student is suffering from severe alcohol poisoning. Please call an RA or campus safety and invoke the amnesty policy. By doing so, you and the fellow students you are with who are involved in whatever crisis has emerged will receive amnesty, will have no judicial-related actions conducted against them for any violations whatsoever of the policy. So amnesty is there fundamentally to ensure that you guys stay safe and healthy. It is not there to use when campus safety is knocking on your door and you just want to try to get out of whatever situation you're involved in by claiming amnesty for some reason. That being said, you guys have your own individual obligation to the Wofford community. Before you come up here to sign the honor code, I want you to consider something briefly. Honor and integrity in the classroom are ideas that have been beaten into all of us. For every test and quiz in high school, I had to sign an honor pledge, and I'm sure all of you, many of you, had to do something similar. This pledge was meant to reinforce our commitment to positive values and good character, and repeatedly affirming this pledge was meant to remind us of those values. Wofford is not a high school constantly reminding you not to cheat. As college students, it's incumbent upon you to make that choice, the choice to be honest and to have integrity, not just in the classroom, but in every facet of your lives. This is not an easy choice, and you will constantly have to remind yourselves to make it. Now, please don't dismiss what I'm saying as just some banal platitude that lacks any meaningful depth or practicality, because your decision to uphold your responsibility to the Wofford community has serious real-world consequences. The existence of a judicial commission and the Honor Council attest to that fact. So finally, an overused public speaking convention of the genre of freshman orientation is to end with a quote, and the dictated topic for this quote today is integrity. Lots of brilliant people have discussed integrity. Warren Buffett has a great quote. Confucius has written about integrity. Michelle Obama, Oprah has an incredibly concise and succinct quote on integrity that would be perfect to use in this situation. But I was looking through Tumblr and I saw a picture with a quote on it that told me that integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. So instead of quoting those famous people, I'll leave you with that. Thank you, and I hope you all have a great day. Oh yes, and Rachel Carricker is now going to speak to you about honor. She is the chairwoman of the Honor Council.
Thank you, Hugo. Welcome, class of 2024. On behalf of everyone at Wofford, I just want to say that we are so excited that you are finally here. I'd like to formally introduce myself. My name is Rachel Carricker, and I am chair of the Honor Council. I'm from Gaffney, South Carolina. I'm a senior here at Wofford, sadly, and I'm a biology major, a studio art minor, and I'm on the pre-dental track. And at this time, I'd like to introduce our vice chair, Jenna Fincham, and she is going to introduce the rest of our council members. And if you would, please stand there over there in the box.
Thank you all for being here today. My name is Jenna Fincham again. I'm a junior from Fountain Inn, South Carolina. I am a chemistry major and an education minor. If the Honor Council would please stand and wave when I call out your name. Thank you. First, we have Christian Wright. He is a junior from Chestertown, Maryland. He is a government major with a political theory concentration and an international affairs minor. Next, we have Sam Smith. He is a sophomore from Florence, South Carolina. He is a government and Spanish double major. Next, we have Annika Gadsden. She is a senior from Charleston, South Carolina. She is a biology major with a sociology and anthropology minor. Next, we have Rochelle Court. She is a senior from Aztec, New Mexico. She is an accounting major. Then we have Jacob Dippold. He's a senior from Syracuse, New York. He is a government and English double major. Then we have Ryan O'Malley. He is a junior from Flemington, New Jersey. He is a biology major and business minor. Next up, we have William Sutton. He is a junior from Charlotte, North Carolina. He is an accounting and finance double major. Next, we have Ashlyn Alexander. She is a senior from Columbia, South Carolina. She is a government major with American politics concentration and also a major in Spanish. Then we have Taylor Boswell. She is a sophomore from Spartanburg, South Carolina. She is a biology and Spanish double major. Lastly, we have Roxanne Middlestat. She is a sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina, and she is a chemistry major. Thank you all again.
Thanks, Jenna. So I want to tell you a little bit about what we do and who we work with. We work very closely with the faculty on the Academic Integrity Committee. Upon receiving a report of academic dishonesty, the chair of the Academic Integrity Committee will notify me and begin the process of handling a case. I just want you to understand that each and every student that attends this institution has a personal responsibility to uphold Wofford's motto, which is shining with untarnished honor. Academic integrity is the commitment to and demonstration of honest and moral behavior in and out of the classroom. I encourage each of you to ask your professors to define the term academic dishonesty and for you all to thoroughly read through the honor code. You should expect to sign pledged on each and every test and project that you turn in, which signifies that you have submitted your work and your work alone. I promise that if you present honest work to your professors that you will succeed here at Wofford. Now, if all of the freshmen will please stand and get out the bookmark that you received outside on the table. And you will repeat after me. I understand that Wofford College seeks to develop the character as well as the intellect of its students. I understand that Wofford students are expected to be honest, trustworthy, and honorable. Further, I understand that behavior contrary to these expectations threatens the values of the college and destroys trust among members of our campus community. I have read and understand the provisions of the Wofford College Honor Code. Governing academic dishonesty. I understand that academic dishonesty reflects poor judgment. and character, undermines the integrity of the academic program, and diminishes the value of the credentials of the graduates of the college. As a sign of my membership in the Wofford College community and of my allegiance to its principle of honor, I promise the faculty and my fellow students that I will never engage in an act of dishonesty in my academic work. Thank you. Now, if you would please sit down and sign the pledge card that you picked up as you walked in.
I'm going to drop those cards. There are black bins as you leave the indoor stadium this afternoon at each exit. Those of you who are sitting in these areas can come onto the floor and exit to the right or to the left. Those of you in the section where you can't get to the floor, if you'll go back up and then down the stairs or the escalator, there are containers there for you to put the pledge cards in. And we'd love for you to keep the bookmark and the pen on behalf of the Honor Council. Byron, any other instructions for leaving? Not seeing any or hearing any. So once you've signed the cards, and please remember to distance yourself as you're leaving the indoor stadium this afternoon. Thank you.
All right, folks, if you will, exit as quickly as you can. As I said earlier, we have to get some cleaning done in between. You can go up to the concourse and go out. You can go out those corners over there.